Today we're going to be breaking down two different poses. They're pretty intense hip and shoulder openers, so I definitely suggest that you warm up your body really well and then we'll get right into them. First we'll be going through super soldier pose, which is a standing pose that's a little inverted and funky looking, but once we break it down it's not too bad. And then we'll be doing side compass, which is something I just recently found in my practice and is still pretty wobbly, so I'm excited to work with it side by side with you today. So to begin to enter our super soldier pose, you're going to come into crescent lunge, and that just means bringing one foot really far forward and one foot really far back. There's a strong bend in the front knee, and the back foot is high up on its tiptoes like you're wearing a set of high heels. To begin, bring both hands down to the inside of the front foot. And you can take a few circles with the hips, just warming up, creating a little bit more space, room to breathe. And then walking one palm, the hand closest to the foot that you have at the front of your mat, underneath and behind that foot. So the hand comes to frame it on the outside of your mat now. This shoulder should come underneath the bent knee. So you create this kind of weird, awkward framing with your body. Now you're gonna start to walk the back foot in as close as you can. You should feel probably a stretch, a really deep opening in the back hamstring. And then I'm gonna turn around to show you. As we start to walk this back foot in, this front hand out to the side is gonna start to prop up on its fingertips to create a little bit more space. Then we kick the back leg up and bend at the knee. This brings the foot closer to our hands so we can find it in space. Then we can start to straighten the leg out and you can smile. And that's the whole pose. Now we're going to move into side compass pose, which uses a lot of the same shapes, a lot of the same parts of the body that super soldier pose uses, but it's gonna flip it on its side and require a little bit more core strength. So to begin, you can actually come into your downward facing dog. And just like before, step one foot forward to the front of your mat. Again, with both hands on the inside of the foot, you can take a few circles with the hips, creating some space, and then eventually working the shoulder underneath the leg. Now from here, you're going to start to spin the back heel down to the floor. If you're familiar with side plank pose, it's like you're setting up for that shape. Good. Now planting the hand on the outside of the foot firmly into the earth, you start to shift your weight behind you and pick the front foot up and away from the floor. From here, you can start to pull the foot in towards your chest with your hand. We're trying to make a connection of either the hand around the sole of the foot or the peace sign fingers around the big toe. From here, you're going to start to work your head underneath your arm and try to extend the leg out in front of you. It's a little bit wobbly, a little bit hard to breathe, but you start to look up and underneath the shoulder, breathing in and out through the nose. And when you're ready to come down, releasing the foot, and pressing back to your child's pose. I hope you found those fun and a little bit challenging. These are shapes that I've been playing with for a long time, and they're just starting to become familiar and comfortable parts of my practice. So if you have any questions at all, don't be afraid to leave comments below. We'll be sure to answer them. If you have any suggestions or recommendations for shapes you want to see broken down or ways to challenge your practice in particular, please don't hesitate to ask. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this and would like to see more.